Hello, madam. Welcome to the online conference 2015 December. The warm support that you all have shown us has made the World Assembly for Women with Disabilities 2015 miraculous. As we mentioned in the email last September, Korean President Ms. Park said South Korea will launch a new initiative next year dubbed Better Life for Girls and donate 200 million US dollars over the next 5 years. That would benefit girls living in 15 developing nations. So we would like to make proposals on education for girls with disabilities to Korean government in June 2016. We would like to request for the budget to run the education centers for getting jobs for girls with disabilities in your country. But receiving budget, we need data for persuade governments or associations. But ironically, we need budgets for collecting data. Women with disabilities, which is one of the world's most vulnerable social groups, doesn't have enough data relatively. The data from others who are not women with disabilities can represent the real situations. In order to break the vicious cycle, we need to know how to collect the practical data with minimum budget and efforts. So we would like to ask your help and wisdom for knowing how we can do it. Please answer those 3 questions. First, how can you collect the practical data of women, girls with disabilities from themselves?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me answer the first question. Are you getting me?
Yes. Can you start with your introduction, your name and your nationality and your job, please?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Honorable Caroline Awor Agwanda. I'm a member of County Assembly, a chair for Women with Hope Women with Disabilities CBO in Kenya. I'm as well a representative for Women with Disabilities, representative in Kenya, and several other positions that I will not mention here now. Going straight to question 1, which talks about collecting data, as the president of Korea had promised to give 200 million US dollars to support education for girls with disabilities.
Actually, it is not for the disabilities, but we would like to propose for that.
Okay. As we propose to the as we propose to the president,
yes,
to consider girls with disabilities education, the first thing that we need to do is to collect the data of girls with disabilities in my country and women with disabilities. And the best way to do this is to have consultants and have consultants involving women with disabilities in collecting the data. And the other way of doing it is involving women with disabilities in the country to go to the grassroots and get the right data for women, for children with disabilities and women with disabilities themselves, using the simplest budget that is affordable.
I think I missed. What about what do you mean by grassroots?
Grassroots means going to the local, reaching the poor, going to reach the needy where they are, not them coming to you, going to get the right data from the lowest level.
All right.
Yeah, because if you go to them is when you will get the right data. Children that with disabilities that are not able to go to school, they're hidden in that lower level. And children, women with disabilities who are also not educated are also hidden there. But if you find time to go there, you will find them, talk to them, get the right number, than somebody sitting somewhere and giving you data which is not the right one. But if you go there in the
Yes.
field, you will
Yes.
find the right data needed. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Thank you for your answer. Um,
Yes.
so, does your country have census or some kind of analysis for the people?
Yes, they have. That was done 2009. We got the census.
Uh-huh. So, does
That
your
was done in 2009,
uh-huh.
but the number has now increased because the number of children who are born from that time to date.
So,
Yeah.
does your governments and or associations data represent for women or girls with disabilities well, do you think?
Come again?
So, for the census or the data from the government or the
Yes.
associations, um, do that data represent for women or girls with disabilities well?
I think it's not exact now because the number of people who've joined the disability club is many.
Oh,
Yeah, there are people who've got it through the accident, through illness, people who've also just find themselves disabled due to some challenges. So the data that is there now is not exact. So the
oh,
best thing is to do is to collect the right data, and we start from there.
uh-huh.
The right data will now give us inform our budgeting and the challenges that these people face, and will also give us the idea of what to address at what given time.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Mm.
Okay, let's go to the second question. Um,
Yes.
how can we do? We mentioned about finding the DPOs and counseling. How can we do that with using minimum budgets and efforts?
Thank you, ma'am. We already have the DPOs within the country, and the best thing to do is to call them for a sensitization meeting.
Meeting.
We give them an overview of the
Oh,
program that we want to do
uh-huh.
so that they get to know. Yeah.
Oh. So you
Then
already
after
have the
that,
networks there.
yeah, the network is already there.
So you can.
So we call for a meeting and give the explanation
Uh-huh.
of what program we want to do. Yeah. Then the best way is to involve DPOs that are doing programs for women and girls with disabilities. We share that this is going to be done with this minimal budget.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And for the last question, can you tell us your activities and news after the assembly in Korea?
After the conference, I went back to my country. I shared with my opinion leaders, my core group DPOs, what we learned in Korea and what we are planning to do. And the community showed interest in ensuring that women with disabilities are uplifted or given support to improve their educational level, are also recognized when appointive position or elective positions are
Oh.
given in my country. So they got to understand that women with disabilities are equally important like women without disabilities and anybody else.
Uh-huh.
And they were looking forward to seeing uh, they're looking forward to seeing a program by women striving for better tomorrow, for better. future, having a program that is run.
Wow.
Yeah, because there are several women with disabilities in the grassroots, in the lower level, that are suffering. They don't have something to do that makes them stable. But if we want to talk about discrimination, we are talking about educating, empowering women with disabilities. We really need to have a program that is rolling down in the countries that supports the work that women with disabilities are doing. We talk about issue of mobility.
Oh,
Without
yes.
having a mobility, it's difficult for you to be empowered because you need to move from point A to point B.
Yeah.
How do you move from point A to point B without a wheelchair, without a crutch, without the white cane, without an hearing aid? So there is really great need to get these mobilities to give to women and girls with disabilities, so that these girls with disabilities can be able to go to school.
Yes.
There is a big challenge because in Kenya we have 47 counties, smaller governments. Yeah. And these 47 counties, there is a challenge of getting mobilities because there are several people with disabilities. And apart from mobilities, we need to have an income generating activities that empowers women, makes them self-sustainable. Yeah. And for us to have this, we need support. As the Korean umbrella, World Umbrella Organization, you need to look for partners to support the country's program, income generating activity programs for women with disabilities. Like if you look for a partner to fund a program headed that is done in Kenya, as the country representative, I will ensure that we go to all the 47 countries and have a program running where women with disabilities can make products, and these products are sold, they get money, and they will not be now asking their husbands for money, or you find some other women begging in the streets with their children. Quite embarrassing. Yeah.
Yes.
Then there in some areas you will also find very poor women with disabilities that cannot even afford a meal in a day. Yeah. So we really need to have a program rolling down where they get empowered. And those who want to continue with their education to the next level, we also need to have a solidarity fund where we give scholarship to women with disabilities who want to move from point A to point B, improve their educational level so that they can clinch the bigger positions that is competitive with other people without disability. But without education, nobody takes you to school. You've done up to primary level, you need to go to high school, you have no money. You've done high school, you need to go to college, there is no money. I think as a country we need to we need to work as a team to ensure that we have a program that gives scholarship to women with disabilities and girls with disabilities in Kenya to continue with their education. We also need to have healthy women. For them to work, we need to have healthy women. And to have wealthy women, we need to have a program within an hospital, yeah, that is catering, that is treating women with disabilities. Yeah.
You mean assistance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking about having a specific hospital that treats women with disabilities. That is not there in Kenya. Yeah, because for me to be effective, do my work well, I need to be healthy. Yeah. And for me to be healthy, I also need to get empowered. Yeah.
Yes.
And once I'm empowered, I will be able to also be as a role model to other women with disabilities within my country and get more women empowered like me in my country. Because the greatest achievement for a leader is to see how many people have you improved their life since your office tenure. That is the most important thing. Then how many lives have you changed? How many people have you supported to improve their educational level? How many people have you supported to access mobility? How many projects or programs have you started that improves the life of people with women with disabilities, which are sustainable? That is the most achievement in line with the UN Convention on Rights of Persons with Disabilities.
Oh.
That is the way I look at it. The most important thing is to have mobilities, enable women with disabilities to move. The next
Yes.
thing is to have a funding where you start, we do the data collection, yeah,
Yes.
do the data collection, then have a scholarship program for
Oh.
education. Those who want to move from point A to point B, improving their educational
Yes.
level.
So, like, we need a data like how less girls with disabilities be
Yes.
educated compared to the girls with non-disability.
Yes, yeah, we need that. We need that
Yeah.
data. Very important.
So
Sure.
we can persuade the governments to give the budget for this scholarship or educational center.
For the vocational, like when we talk to my leaders in my country, they were looking at having a disability complex for women with disabilities.
Complex.
And in this case, disability complex, what I mean is this, a place where we have women, let's say they are ready to give land. They already have land where
Wow.
this complex can be built. And this complex, we will have vocational training center for women with disabilities. We will
Wow.
have an office where those who want to continue with their education, a liaison office that link them up with other schools,
Oh.
high educational level. In this same place, we can have as well an hotel, yeah, that is run with women with disabilities.
Wow.
They are trained on catering there. They're the people managing doing the management of the hotel, housekeeping, and we also need to have a workshop, where orthopedic workshop, where we make the mobilities on our own as women with disabilities and sell to other people in within the country. That is sustainable because you make these products, people buy them, and this profit, the money you get, you make more mobilities. And for
Yes.
those who are totally poor, you give them free of charge, yeah, without paying a percentage. And having this disability complex for women with disabilities in Kenya, it's going to serve the Eastern Central Africa region.
Oh.
Because Kenya is in a central place that serves Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, Sudan, or Burundi, all that.
So not only for
And
the Kenya.
if this is done, yeah, this is in Kenya. If this is done, it's going to create. We can have a regional office for women with World Assembly Women with Disabilities in Kenya.
Cool.
So we are thinking that in that line, as when we met leaders, when I was sharing, they were suggesting what I've shared with you. We need to get a partner to do a complex. Yeah,
So
a survey can be done. An architect can be sent. Then we say what we want to be done, but the land is already there.
wow. So
The community has donated land for that.
How
Yeah.
long would it take, do you think? 10
How
years?
long will this take?
5 years? I mean, for the complex.
To have the complex?
Uh-huh.
Once we get the donors to support,
Oh.
then the project will be there immediately.
Oh.
Yeah.
Alright.
I asked them to give land where this project can be put, and they said they already have land. My work is to share with the Korean team or the conference team about this,
Oh, okay.
and have this done within a shortest period possible, so that the community can now stop looking at women in a negative way, women with disability in a negative way, but
Yes.
looking at them as potential leaders as anybody
Yes.
else.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's really nice to hear that.
Sure.
So I think for the months we can make that specific data and specific plan, and we can
Yes.
right.
Yeah.
That's really cool. And you mentioned about the Christmas.
Sure.
Yes, yes.
Um, what we normally do in Kenya
Mhm,
during Christmas time, we
mhm,
find time to sit with needy people
mm,
during the holidays.
mhm,
You go to somebody who cannot afford a meal, who
mhm,
doesn't have clothes. You go carry some of your clothes and maybe get some from friends. Then you go donate this to them.
mhm,
Like during Christmas, I went to give food stuff donation
mhm.
to the elderly, women with
Oh,
disabilities, the
okay.
elderly.
Uh-huh.
I took cooking oil to them. I took
Mhm.
sugar. I took salt. I
Oh.
took flour for making chapati.
Chapati?
Yeah, yeah, for making chapati. I
Mhm.
took bathing soap and
Mm.
washing soap,
Oh.
and as well took for those who came as well gave them transport to go back with to their respective homes because some came from far away.
Mhm.
And this is food stuff that I got. There were some individuals who donated this to me. As I
Oh.
told them, during they wanted to invite me to their place for a celebration. I
Mhm.
told them I will sit with the needy on that
Mhm.
day. So my work ended yesterday as I was still distributing some of the things,
Mhm.
and I hope during Happy New Year on fast I will as well get more other things
Oh.
and give to the children with disabilities, because now I was looking at having the elderly with disabilities, the
Uh-huh.
elderly women, where
Mhm.
I was giving them those who can put on slippers, those who
Mm.
can put on rubbers, yeah, so that they also feel welcomed in the community than feeling rejected.
Mhm.
So those ones I got. Somebody gave me 3 boxes, cartons of rubber shoes.
Shoes.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, shoes.
Okay.
I donated those.
Uh-huh.
Somebody as well gave me slippers. You see
Uh-huh.
the slippers for bathing,
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
for going to the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah, I gave out those ones to the women with disabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Some use them for crawling when they are going to bathe, putting in their hands
Oh.
and they are going to bathe, or some without wheelchairs as well use it for moving around.
Mm.
So this time I'm now going to look at children with disabilities, where
Mhm.
I will as well give them shoes, I will as well
Oh.
give them slippers,
Mhm.
and give them exercise books for going to school and pens.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah,
Ah,
yeah,
that's awesome. You are the Santa.
yeah, sure.
So, I hope
But
we.
the number is too big
Mhm.
that I cannot manage to give. So our
Oh.
group decided to give that donation to them, and I was working around to deliver on behalf of the group. But the number of people who need this is quite big. I told you there are people who live on less than $1 in a day, and you can imagine how hard this person finds it to even feed the family. So
Ah.
if we get a program where we train them on how to make things that as a long-term program, then that will help them. And there are also some educated women with disabilities that we will involve in the data collection.
Mhm. All right.
Yes,
Thank you so much,
sure.
ma'am. And
Thank
I
you, ma'am.
hope we could hear the news for the children for the next month. And as you mentioned, you can film your video for the first conference and the second conference.
I'm going to do that, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you
The
so
other
much.
time I was using my iPad and it was breaking. That's where we had the
Yes,
challenge. You remember?
I
Yeah, so
remember.
it's been a bit hectic, but I'm gonna do this.
All right, it's really cool.
Sure.
Yes,
Bye. Thank you. Nice
yes,
meeting you. Say hi to everybody
yes, I
and the
will.
president as well.
Yes, thank you for attending and coming and your
Uh,
dedication.
Thank you. I
Yes,
would love to have Korean ginseng. You
ginseng.
remember Korean ginseng?
Oh, you mean ginseng?
Ginseng,
Yeah,
yes.
it's ginseng. Oh, you liked it.
I like that. It really helped me. My husband was developing pressure,
Ooh,
high blood pressure.
really?
He took it, then
Oh,
it disappeared. I would love if I
wow.
would get some.
Okay, okay, I will notice that. Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year,
New
ma'am.
Year. Bye.